Prior to coming to JAMPRO, you've had a deep background in the private sector. How has that experience benefited you in driving interest and investment and making the ICT and BPO industry attractive in Jamaica?
Certainly, it is important to have a very welcoming, business-friendly environment. One where the new industries coming in, new entrants coming in, are fully supported and are assisted through all of the business processes. So we do two things here at JAMPRO. Firstly, we work with each and every entrant along the entire process of setting up their business here in Jamaica. So we hold their hand throughout the entire process, and that we do with each and every business coming in. But we also go beyond that, and we play a very strong advocacy role with our government and with all of the government agencies to ensure that we continuously improve the business environment. And that over time, we would hopefully be able to do less hand-holding because we have the kind of arrangements in place which makes it very, very easy to do business. So we play that dual role of hand-holding and public advocacy.
What excites you most about the BPO call center industry of Jamaica right now?
I think the most exciting thing for me is the fact that we have a lot of young people in Jamaica. Every year we graduate approximately 800 IT professionals. We have 20,000 students coming out of our high schools in Jamaica every year. Many of those students are in high school doing IT training. And we also have about 12,000 graduates which come from our HEART Trust NTA, which is our national training post-secondary training institution. So we have a lot of young people. They're bright, they're engaging, they have a strong cultural affinity to the US, very trainable, neutral English accent, and they're ready and able to work in the ICT sector. So there's this fantastic labor force. All the firms which come into Jamaica, one of the first positives that they find, and this is after they have come in with their HR department and done their testing of our labor force, one of the things they emphasize is the strength of Jamaica's labor force. So I think that's an area that we have a lot to offer as a country.
In your view, how realistic is it that Jamaica will become an IT services hub?
Definitely into the future. Our emphasis now is on expanding our BPO sector because we, as I said, have this very strong labor pool that is ready and willing to work. But as I indicated, we have 800 professionals coming out of our tertiary institutions each year. We have a small but growing IT computer programming group. We believe that we have the opportunity, and clearly, as we continue to expand the sector, we're looking to see how our young people can see this sector, this ICT sector, as a growth path for themselves over the years. We've been talking to our universities. University of the West Indies is one of the most recognized universities in the Commonwealth. Among the Commonwealth countries, it's extremely well recognized. Our students go from our universities here seamlessly into your universities in the US for a graduate program. So we have very strong programs here. We've been talking to our universities here, University of Technology, University of the West Indies, to see how we can partner the sector with those institutions, how we can ensure that we continue to graduate more and more students with the specialized skills to grow that sector.
As you track the progress of the ICT BPO industry in Jamaica, what benchmarks are you using? How are you comparing yourselves against other countries?
Well, certainly we're constantly monitoring ourselves vis-a-vis other countries. We look at what other countries are offering, what Jamaica is offering, and how we can continue to improve Jamaica's offering, and in improving Jamaica's offering, expand our industry. So we're looking at the companies that we're able to attract. We have recently been able to have some success in that area. We have many prospects that we're talking to. So who are we able to attract? Who are their clients? And how are we able to improve the business environment for the sector, grow the sector, increase jobs in that sector, and increase investments in the sector? So those are the critical things that we're always looking at. But number one is how do we continue to improve the environment to bring more businesses into Jamaica.
Having spent the last 3 days here in Jamaica, It's clear to me your call center industry is booming. You've got Global Gateway Solutions hiring close to 500 people, which makes them the strongest employer on the island this year. You've got hiring at Vistaprint, West, Accent Marketing. Something must be working.
I think it is. I think a lot is working. I think Jamaica has many attributes, and that is being recognized. We're near shore to the U.S. That helps. We have excellent connectivity with our 2 international airports. My team loves to tell me about our workplace proposition. The sector comes in, the clients come into Jamaica or whichever country they're based in, their business is handled on an ongoing basis. You come to Montego Bay, it's a wonderful environment. And Kingston also has many attributes to offer too. So there's a lot happening. We are expanding in terms of infrastructure. One of the challenges we've had in the past has been a shortage of infrastructure, so that when companies come in, we have not been able to immediately say, here is 50,000, 100,000 square feet of space available for your immediate use. We have recognized that as a challenge. We have spoken to the private sector. This private sector is stepping forward to look at putting in ready infrastructure so that you can have that kind of facility available. The government has also stepped in. One of our government agencies is now in the process of constructing 100,000 square feet of space at Naggo Head. The final plans are being put in place to do that. They've actually designed for 200,000 square feet of space. Barnett Estate in Montego Bay, 100 acres for a tech park. Vistaprint has already committed to 11 acres there for their Caribbean headquarters. So we are solving that problem of space. Once companies are ready to commit to Jamaica, the private sector has said to us, we will build.
When you look at this industry, how much attention is it getting at the most senior ranks of the Jamaican government, right from the Prime Minister's office down to your office?
Well, I will tell you off the bat, Kirk, that for JAMPRO, the ICT sector and the growth of the ICT sector is at this point in time our #1 priority, our board's #1 priority. And it is right on top with the government and with the Prime Minister. I was actually in New York with the Prime Minister 3 weeks ago. We had an investment forum in New York, and the Prime Minister spoke at that forum. And he highlighted the ICT sector as a sector of focus for Jamaica. The government is actually looking, based on the work that JAMPRO has done and the advocacy that we have undertaken, to see whether there are additional benefits that we could offer to expand and grow this sector. It is a growing sector internationally. It is a growing sector in Latin America. We think that Jamaica is well positioned to be a strong part and a significant part of that growth, and we're moving to ensure that that happens.
Thank you so much for welcoming Nearshore Americas to your island.
Thank you so much, and it was a pleasure to have you here in Jamaica.